Ready?
Hi guys, I'm Hannah.
I'm Sadie.
And we're not straight. And first of all, Happy New Year.
Woohoo!
2020, we made it. We are coming at you today to tell you why we're here. Partially because that's the first question we have for most channels that we see. I know that people come to YouTube for entertainment, they come to escape, they come for advice.
To learn things.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to outline kind of our goals for why we're doing this, and so you can have an idea of what to expect when you come to our channel. And yeah.
And here they are. So first, we have had very different ways to end up where we are right now. I grew up in a pretty liberal family. I grew up outside Seattle, and even though everybody was pretty supportive of people's unique selves, I didn't grow up knowing many people that were part of the LGBTQ community until really I went to college.
Yeah, similarly, I grew up in a really small town, and I didn't really have anybody kind of modeling that. There weren't really any queer people in the town I grew up in, and so there just wasn't much to look to in that way. And in addition, I grew up in a really conservative area, and so kind of guided by traditional values and religion. Queer relationships are kind of intentionally not discussed, which makes it kind of feel shameful.
Which makes it hard to know how to exist as a person in that community.
Totally.
So when we go to visit and we have this relationship that you can't see anywhere else in that community, you're not sure if you're not supposed to show it at all, or if anyone is judging you while you're there just because there's no one else around.
Yeah, and it makes you kind of question how people see you, just in general. What does this mean? And not that we exist to please other people or anything like that, but it just kind of makes it hard to know, am I valued here? Am I am I gonna even be seen for who I am? Am I are people gonna wish that I acted differently or something like that? So it just makes you kind of question all of those things, and so it makes it really hard to be just always honest and truthful about who you are.
So all that is to say, our world could use a little bit more representation from the queer community.
Yeah.
And we hope to be that. We hope to be just a couple more stories that are out there filling this void.
Yeah, and we know that there are so many more people now sharing their stories than when we were growing up in our respective communities, but I don't think that there can be too much. And I think it's really important that we get to share our stories, and especially coming from places where we didn't really see that modeled. I think it's really powerful to be those people who are modeling.
But along that vein, we were both in relationships with men for a long time before we started seeing one another. And so the transition was really hard for us, and we didn't really know anyone who had done it.
Yeah.
So it was hard to navigate something that there are no stories about, or there probably are. I don't want to speak for the world of literature, for example, but we hadn't heard of them.
Yeah, but there isn't a common narrative that is comparable to the heteronormativity that exists in society, globally. And
yeah,
I think we just didn't have, there wasn't there's no Disney princess to look to that's there's no flood of information or stories or whatever that are representing different types of relationships. We know the little girl grows up, gets married, has kids, is a wife and a mother narrative, because we've all heard it. And when that kind of shifted for both of us, it's kind of okay, now what do we do? So we had to each kind of figure that out on our own, and here we are.
Yeah, so that was one.
Our second one, reason number 2 that we're doing this is just to give ourselves a chance to celebrate our relationship, celebrate the experiences that we've had, because we often are asked a lot of questions, especially having been in relationships with men before, are asked a lot of questions about like, what's it like? Just kind of like clarifying questions for people who are wondering how we got here.
Or trying to understand.
Yeah.
So people who aren't very familiar with the LGBTQ community and don't have any personal experience, and then suddenly have a friend who they find out is lesbian or bisexual. Most of what we get from them are questions. And it's just trying to get people to a point of understanding. And then we don't usually get the chance to just be ourselves and celebrate.
Be excited. Yeah.
Yeah, celebrate the really cool relationship that we have.
Yeah. So we want to take this time to just document, celebrate,
have fun,
be excited. Yeah, have fun. Kind of give ourselves like a creative outlet for sharing our stories and deciding which stories we tell instead of being asked questions and prompted with what information we should give.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And also to remind ourselves that it's an awesome thing. Yeah, because it is. And the third is to help build community in a broader sense. So we might have touched on that a little bit, but we don't just want to say our story into the void and then like peace out and call it a day. We would love to share our story and then hear from you.
Yeah. We would love to like get some feedback, hear from people who have experienced similar things, and I don't know, be able to answer questions from people who might have questions about like, how do I navigate this sort of thing if it's a similar situation.
So we were lucky to have people that we could
turn to and stuff. Not everybody has people around them who can answer those questions and that sort of thing. So we wanted to just be, come on and say it. We're here for any questions or any thoughts or any comments or echoes of experience or anything like that that anyone watching might have.
Yeah. I think that's it. So, on that note, if you have any ideas or questions or things that you want us to talk about, we have a couple more ideas of things to come, but we always want to hear from you, so please comment down below, like this video.
Yeah, subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.